The safest LEGO buying category is not the smallest set, and it is not the largest set. It is the range where you can still get real display value, real build time, and a result that feels complete without stepping into collector-level commitment. That is why the under 200 category matters so much. It is where beginners make their first serious choice. It is where adult buyers test whether the hobby fits their routine. It is where gift buyers compare something flexible like tiny plants, something iconic like Millennium Falcon, or something room-changing like the Milky Way Galaxy. In this range, the wrong choice usually comes from buying for theme first and build fit second. The right choice comes from reversing that order. Pick the set that matches your shelf, your patience, and your reason for buying. Then the budget starts working for you instead of against you. Empathetic. Most buyers think under 200 means low risk. In practice, it can still go wrong very easily. Some sets in this range are quick decorative builds like tiny plants. Some are compact decor objects like Kingfisher Bird. Some are character pieces like Tuxedo Cat. Some are fandom models like Millennium Falcon. Some are larger visual statements like the Milky Way Galaxy. The current market across 2026 through 2028 makes this even more important because the under 200 range is crowded with adult-aimed sets that look equally polished in photos. The real difference is not quality. The real difference is fit. A botanical display does not solve the same need as a fan model. A compact shelf piece does not solve the same need as a wall centerpiece. If you choose by appearance alone, you can still end up with the wrong first purchase. The simplest rule for this budget tier is this. First, decide the role the set must play in your life. Then choose the strongest set for that role. There are 5 roles that matter most here. You may want a relaxed starter build. You may want a compact display piece for a desk or shelf. You may want a character model with personality. You may want a fan object that feels premium without going oversized. Or you may want one statement piece that changes a wall or room. Once you know the role, you can rank clearly. Tiny Plants is the best starter shared build. Kingfisher Bird is the best compact decor pick. Tuxedo Cat is the best personality display. Millennium Falcon is the strongest fandom display under this ceiling. The Milky Way Galaxy is the best overall statement buy if you want one set to carry visual impact. Tiny Plants earns its place because it removes the most common beginner failure. It does not ask you to commit to one long session, and it does not demand that the finished result sit in a single exact position. You build several small models, each with its own rhythm, and the overall result still feels complete. That makes it unusually forgiving for new adult builders, couples, and gift buyers. If attention fades, you can stop and come back without breaking the experience. If space is limited, you can group the plants tightly or spread them across a shelf. This is not the strongest pick for pure visual drama. It is the strongest pick for ease of entry. It teaches whether you enjoy brick building at all. That makes it one of the smartest uses of this budget range, especially when you want low stress, flexible display, and a set that still feels generous once finished. Kingfisher Bird is the set for buyers who want a single object with more shape and presence than most small decorative builds. It works because the scene already has movement built into it. The water base gives the model context. The bird gives it color. The overall footprint stays manageable. This is a very strong choice for a desk, narrow shelf, or office corner where a larger model would feel crowded. It also suits buyers who want something clearly decorative without moving into flower arrangements or static framed art. The reason it ranks above many similarly priced sets is clarity. You understand exactly what it will do in a room before you buy it. It does not need deep theme loyalty. It does not need a large collection around it. It simply needs a clean spot and a buyer who wants one calm visual accent that looks finished and intentional. Tuxedo Cat succeeds because it turns this price tier into something more personal. Many sets under this ceiling are about objects, vehicles, or abstract display. This one adds character without becoming playful in a childish way. The pose options matter because they let the model feel alive on a shelf instead of frozen. For pet lovers or buyers decorating a living space rather than a hobby room, that matters a lot. It becomes part of the room quickly. It also solves a useful problem in this budget band. You get a model with real visual height and presence without needing wall space or a long horizontal shelf. The only reason it is not higher is audience width. If you do not care about animals or home personality pieces, the appeal drops. But if you want one under 200 LEGO set that instantly softens a room and feels more like decor than merchandise, this is one of the strongest choices available. Millennium Falcon ranks this high because it solves a difficult balance better than most fandom sets in this price range. It feels recognizable immediately. It displays well from a distance, and it does not require the buyer to dedicate a huge amount of room or money to one theme. That matters for adults who want one premium feeling Star Wars piece without opening the door to a much larger collecting path on day one. The stand helps because the model already looks presented rather than merely parked on a shelf. The size helps because it still reads as a serious display item. This is not the safest first LEGO set for someone who has no attachment to the source material. But for a buyer who wants fandom plus restraint, it is extremely efficient. You get identity, display strength, and a finished look that punches above the budget category without forcing the compromises that much larger fan sets usually bring. The Milky Way Galaxy takes the top position because it does the hardest thing in this category. It feels ambitious without demanding premium budget behavior. It changes a room more than a shelf piece does. It looks substantial once finished. And it still stays inside the price band where most buyers can justify one serious purchase. This is the best overall recommendation for adults who want their LEGO to read as display first and hobby second. It works especially well when shelf depth is limited, but wall impact matters. It also has a strong long-term advantage across the 2026 to 2028 buying window. Sets that operate as decor usually remain easier to recommend to a wider audience than narrow fandom pieces. It is not the best first choice if you dislike repetitive building motions. But if your goal is one memorable under 200 purchase that feels complete, calm, and visually premium, this is the clearest winner. Empathetic. The mistake is not buying a bad set. The mistake is buying the wrong format first. Do not start with the Milky Way Galaxy if you know repetitive sections drain your focus. Its final result is excellent, but the journey fits patient display buyers more than casual testers. Do not start with Millennium Falcon if your real goal is neutral home decor rather than fandom identity. It can still be beautiful, but it announces a specific interest immediately. Do not start with Tuxedo Cat if you want a low-commitment casual build. Its appeal is strongest when you care about the final character presence. Do not start with Tiny Plants if you actually want one dominant centerpiece. Under 200, smart buying is mostly about honesty. Be honest about where the set will sit, how long you want to build, and whether you want decor, fandom, or personality. Once you answer that clearly, most regret disappears. If I had to recommend one under 200 LEGO set to the largest number of adult buyers, I would choose the Milky Way Galaxy. It offers the strongest overall mix of finished impact, mature display value, and long-term recommendation strength. But that is not the right answer for every buyer. Choose Tiny Plants if you want the safest entry and the easiest gifting option. Choose Kingfisher Bird if you want compact decor with strong shape. Choose Tuxedo Cat if you want warmth and home personality. Choose Millennium Falcon if your goal is one premium fan display without moving into collector scale. The point is not to chase the most famous set in the budget range. The point is to buy the set that does one job extremely well. In this category, focus beats variety, and roll fit beats hype almost every time. Once you buy well in the under 200 range, the next LEGO decision becomes easier. Tiny Plants teaches whether you enjoy relaxed modular sessions. Millennium Falcon shows whether you want recognizable fandom on display. The Milky Way Galaxy shows whether your real priority is finished room impact. That one purchase tells you how to scale up without wasting money or space. If your favorite part was relaxed building, stay close to botanical and decor style sets. If your favorite part was recognizable display, move towards stronger fan models. If your favorite part was finished room impact, larger statement pieces become the next logical step. That is how smart collecting starts. Not with the biggest box. Not with the loudest theme. With one well-matched set that teaches you what you actually enjoy. Full guide on the channel. Use it to decide whether your next LEGO buy should go toward compact display, fandom focus, or a bigger statement piece.